Selling your home is already stressful enough, but there are 10 things you absolutely shouldn't have in your house if you want to sell fast and for top dollar. Some of these things may be controversial, even surprising, and you might take them personally. But trust me, they are key to your selling the house faster, sooner, and hassle-free. And not to mention, safer to sell your house. Buyers are just as stressed as you are, so these tips will help you both. Let's dive into what works and what definitely doesn't. One of the best things you could do, and the first thing you should do, is obviously don't put any personal pictures on walls or family pictures and have them out there. This is a different world today when it comes to marketing homes. Everything is online. People see the videos, people see the walls, and they see the pictures. People come in open houses in droves, especially in this market. Or there are bad guys out there who pretend to come and see your homes, and then they come to find out what kind of kids are out there or who's living in the house. And that could be scary, but it's a reality. So the best thing you could do and the safest thing you could do in your house is take out all your personal family photos, grandkids or kids, sisters, brothers, or anything, and give the buyers who come in the house or the buyers who look photos online less information about yourself. The bottom line is you want to give information about the house and not your personal thing, because buying a home is emotional just as selling a home is emotional. So be forewarned when it comes to family pictures. The second thing you want to remove from your house or not have it there when you sell your house is remove all your valuables. This could be figurines, your jewelries, your watches, your personal paintings or personal decor that are valuable. Again, as I mentioned earlier, everything is online and there are bad guys out there looking for stuff to steal. Yes, and I don't mean to scare you, but these things happen. When open houses are conducted, and let's say there's 20, 30 people, realtors can only do so much as far as monitoring everybody. So they may go up and steal figurines or steal a watch. And believe me, they will go in the closet, they will open drawers, they will dig it under the mattress, look under the bed. These people who have their intention in stealing stuff know what they're doing, have done it before, so they know exactly where to look for. So if you have valuables, either remove them or put them in a safe or put them in a place where nobody can get to, in a locked cupboard, a locked safe, locked drawers, or locked file cabinets. The third important thing to have in your house, which is not the same as not having in your house, is to have a sign disclosing to the buyers and the agents that the house is being monitored. So you may want to have a sign like this that says that the house is being monitored, because in a lot of cities, a lot of counties, a lot of states, it's a state law to disclose when somebody is being videotaped, especially when they're audio taped. I know some states where a lot of them are prohibited from recording audio. So you may want to check with your county, ask your realtor what the regulations are. But for your safety, we all have Ring doorbells or security cameras where we watch on our iPhones or phones who's coming in, who's going out. And if it's being recorded, which it is, then make sure you have a sign displayed so that they can see that they are being monitored. On the other hand, it's great to have cameras. If you don't have cameras, you may want to put them in there. So when somebody does come in to see the house, when people are there in open houses, you are recording and monitoring. So that is a plus to have cameras, but have those signs out there. The next tip about what not to have in your house is very common, and it happens all the time, is not to have medications. If you have a bathroom cabinet or a kitchen cabinet where you put your medications, especially the medications that are addictive, people come to open houses and people look at homes just to steal medication. Sorry to say that, but this is a pandemic. There are so many addictive people out there, they're looking for medications. For that reason, for the other reason is medicines and prescriptions are sold online these days. So these guys will steal your medication and sell it online and make profit if they're not using it for themselves. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. You may want to look at that, so stick around for it. And also, while you're watching this, I appreciate it and thank you for watching my YouTube videos. If you can share any comments, make a comment below and share what you feel might be safe to do or not to do when your house is up for sale. Please share your comments and suggestions with other viewers. We will really appreciate it. The next thing you don't want to have in your house lying around, and believe me, this is becoming more and more of an issue compared to the medications and valuables being stolen, is your documents. People today stealing documents which have data is more valuable today than a Rolex watch, because they can sell it to all the companies as a data. So if you have bank statements lying around your dining table or your office table, if you have social security, passports, copies of driver's license, invoices, anything that is valuable, do not have it. The next tip not to have in your house. It is very emotional for realtors to tell the sellers, and it is also very emotional for the sellers to take these things down when we tell them to do so. And what is that? And that is to remove all religious or spiritual or political pictures or flyers or photos or any indication of these from the house. Because when the buyers come in the house, they are very spiritual, they are very emotional. They don't want to relate to what religion or spirituality or what political group you belong to. It may affect them, it may not. We may lose one or two buyers, but that could be a strong buyer, a high-paying buyer. So the chances are low that this will happen, but these things does affect it. And that's why I'm giving you these tips. Some of these tips may apply to you as a seller. Some of these tips may not apply to you, but it's good to know when you are trying to sell the home. When you do these things, it'll help you sell faster, smoother, and for a better price and sooner. The next tip is also has to do with emotions. We all have emotions, just like the buyers have emotions, the sellers have emotions. I was talking to a stager a few years back, and they suggested and recommended that when we have a house for sale on the table, put a scrapbook, put a memory book of things that you loved about the house or the neighborhood. Like put pictures of your kids going to a Halloween trick-or-treating, or what you did on a barbecue on July 4th. All the neighbors got together and so much fun. And you are indicating that this is a great and safe neighborhood. That may not be a good thing to do these days, because yes, your kids might have enjoyed the Halloween 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But these days in my neighborhood, in Halloween, there's nobody there. They all go to the shopping centers and malls to do trick-or-treating. So it's not a great idea to bring your personal emotions in there, because you don't know if the buyers are going to like it or not. The next thing you don't want to have in the house is an indication that there is any distress in the family. So for example, there's a divorce just happened and the husband moved out as an example, and the wife is there. And when you go in the master bedroom, in the closet, you just see the wife's clothes or the women's clothes. So you don't want to indicate to the buyer that, hey, there's only a lady staying here and there was a divorce happened or whatever. Especially if you have pictures showing kids and all that, they know what was going on. So two reasons you don't want to indicate that. One is for the safety. So we don't want them to come back and say, oh, there's a single person staying here and let's take advantage. But the second issue is they can use it to negotiate, to price it down. They feel, oh, this family just had a divorce, so they might be desperate to sell. So they may like your house and drag the price down and use your distress as a tool for negotiating. So it's a security issue and it's a negotiating issue. Other signs of distress is you might have a letter from a bankruptcy court lying on your table. You might have foreclosure letters or an envelope on your table. These things give a sign to the buyers that there is distress in the house, and they can use it against you and they can use it to their advantage. Just a reminder to share your suggestions or comments, write them down or ask questions. We will really appreciate it. And on the other hand, I have a database of a nationwide top realtors. So if you're thinking about selling, if you want more ideas, and if you just want to talk to realtors on how to declutter and deep clean and depersonalize and what to have in the house, what not to have in the house, and just to prepare if you're thinking about selling, let me know. Put your comments below and I will call you personally, talk to you, and refer you to a great agent should you be thinking about selling now or in the near future. The next tip, which is also very common, is that a lot of the homes have pets in the house. In California or nationwide, I'm sure there's 60-70% of the homes have some form of pets. And with the pets come some odors, some distress in the house. There may be toys of pets lying around. There may be odor in the house. There may be poop in the yard. There may be hairs on the sofa. So when the buyers come in, and if your house is up for sale, you want to make sure that on the days of the showings and open houses and doing pictures and videos and all that, you want to have everything cleaned up. If you have food bowls or water bowls in the dining room, you want to take them out, put them in the backyard or put them somewhere safe. Pets are very valuable. They're family to us, but they are a distraction. So if you have a pet and there are showings. A lot of the buyers don't like to go when there are pets. They actually ask us, hey, Mr. Agent or Mrs. Agent, are there pets in the house? What kind of pets are they? And they may be allergic to it. They may be scared about the pets. So you lose sales this way. So having pets is great, but make sure it's pet friendly when it comes time to showing the house and displaying your house as a beautiful house and a well-presented house. It's a lot of work, but it needs to be done. And it's just for 30 to 45 days when you are marketing the home. The last tip, and then I'll give you the great bonus tip, is that we don't want this thing in the house. And what is that? Well, it's you. Sorry to say that, but when there is a showing, when there are open houses, we prefer as agents and the buyers prefer that the sellers don't be there. They don't want to hear your emotional story, how long you've been here, you've got your kids grown over here, or I mean, some do want to hear, but most don't want to hear because one, the buyers are on a time crunch. They have a lot of questions about the houses and the marketing. The second thing is buyers may not be comfortable when sellers are there because they may want to ask a question to us, but they don't ask questions because the sellers are there. The other reasons why the sellers should not be present is a lot of times the buyers and the sellers engage or end up with a conversation, and the sellers many times have said things. For example, they say, oh, you know what, I have to sell this house because I have to go to Atlanta for a relocation, or my mom is sick and I have to go there early. Now that you told that to the buyer is going to use that to his or her advantage. So just tell them facts. Don't get too emotional because that can hurt you in the long run. It could help you as well, but many times it works against you. So the best thing is the sellers don't be there during open houses and during showings. And we hate to tell you this, but let us do our job. Let us talk to the buyers. If the buyers have any questions, let them talk to us. And the other reason why the buyers should not talk to the sellers is because with the new regulations and disclosures, we have represented parties. So let the buyers talk to us because we have a relationship and an agency disclosures with the buyers. And if you are there or your agency is there, there may be a disclosure issue. This is a new territory we're going into, but I see that coming up. So that's a caution as well. And the last tip is that if you have a house with pets or without pets, there's always odors in the house. I just listed a house and the house smells with food and spices. So we don't want that in the house. Some homes smell of medications in the house. And there's lots of other odors, pet odors. When you have that, when you put your home up for sale, start removing those odors. You may have to call a professional to remove those odors, or you can use candles or Lysol or sprays and all kinds of things to remove those odors. Because the first thing they come in the house, they're going to smell something, and if they don't like the smell, it's going to put them off. So removing the odors is very important, and it helps the home sell faster once it's presented well, decluttered, depersonalized, and ready to go. Hope these tips helped you. In a few seconds, I'm going to put a link. It shows about a video that talks about what not to say to a realtor when you are selling a home. So please check it out. Remove these 10 things and you'll sell faster and with less stress. Sell smart so you gain more. I'm Mike Patel.